Hi there, Dave Markham here. How you doing? You know, it's Sunday night, June 19th, and I got my suburban news here today. And, I was pretty excited about it because I knew the ads would be in for Margay, Blackman, and Dan Kuhn. And sure enough, over here on page 11, there's this full-page ad for Dan Kuhn. Sorry that it comes across backwards there, but the thing is a whole page. I was pretty excited. As usual, it doesn't say anything. He's got a whole page there, and none of it really makes any sense. He says he's the only candidate who has a proven record of putting our community ahead of bureaucracies. What the hell does that mean? I have no idea what he's talking about. And he has a proven record of doing that, of putting the community ahead of bureaucracy. Then he says he values and seeks input from our entire community, not just a small group. Well, who's the small group that, funded his thing when, he's sending out all these, four glossies here? I think they're the landlords. I think that's Norm G. and Curcio and Fred Webster and all those guys, the Brockport Sweden Landlords Association. And pretty clearly, Mr. Kuhn is in cahoots with them and Rhett King and all those guys. And that's who's financing his campaign and, he's working for. They all wanted to dissolve the village, and Mr. Kuhn was a leading voice for that. And, he had a website up called The Tax Cutters and all that. So I wasn't aware that he was working for the entire community because basically he's blocked just about everything that Trustee Blair, Hunsinger, and Hannon wanted to do to improve things in the community. So I was kind of shocked to hear him say that. He clearly is a disillusionment. How's that for a little Freudian slip there, folks, huh? He's a proven disillusionist. And how do you, serve on a board of an organization that you would really want to see dissolved? I just never quite understood that. Well, we could go on and on here, but I won't bother you with all that. I would encourage you to read the ad, though, see if you can make any sense out of it. Maybe you can make more sense of it than I can. And then it's kind of nice down here in the corner, right down here, right here. The mayor has a little thing of support, and she says, I ask all village residents who want to see our community succeed. So if you don't want to see it succeed, I guess you can stay home. So she says, I ask all village residents who want to see our community succeed to come out on Tuesday, June 21st and support Daniel Kuhn for trustee. Well, again, I got a hell of a laugh out of that. She and Kuhn want to dissolve the village. They don't want to see it succeed. They'd love to see the town of Sweet take it over. So I was kind of shocked to hear her say that. And then she goes on and says, I do not say that just because Mr. Kuhn always agrees with me, because he doesn't. I say this because Dan has the skills and the village and the vision to make our village successful and vibrant. Well, that's news to me. He hasn't done anything that I know of. Skills and vision? I mean, his vision is to dissolve the sucker. Right? He's on record. And I don't know what skills he has. He certainly hasn't used them on behalf of the village in anything I know. So I was kind of flabbergasted. Then she goes on and says that he has shown in his time on the board to be a committed, professional, independent voice for voters who are tired of political games and ever-rising taxes and fees. Well, I just don't think that's true. The sewer fee was a great thing. No municipality pays for sewers out of a general tax levy on property taxes. I'm sorry, that's just not a common practice. It's usually done with a sewer fee because it's a utilization-based charge. How would you like to be in Spencerport or Holly or Bergen, and because they have municipal electrical services? Supposing they paid for that out of their property tax. I mean, I can't believe anybody would support that. or a village had a water department like we do, and we said, heck, we're not going to charge people anymore for the water we use. We're going to pay for the water out of our real estate taxes. Anybody? I mean, I got to tell you, I just don't know where these people are coming from. I kind of live on a different planet, I guess. I just don't know what to say. I'm flabbergasted. And she thinks having a sewer fee is a gimmick, I guess. It never struck me as a gimmick. It seems pretty straightforward. If you poop, you pay, right? Whatever you use, you pay for. And actually, the committee that studied this, the ad hoc committee of Harley Perry and our DPW superintendent, Harry Donahue, and trustee Carol Hannon, found out that about 2/3 of Brockport taxpayers are actually saving money with the sewer fee. So, it's just not true what she's saying here. And then her last sentence I really got a kick out of. That's why Daniel Kuhn has my support on June 21st. On his behalf, I ask for your support as well. I don't know if and then it's signed Mayor M. Connie Constaneda. I don't know if she wants our support or she wants us to support Dan. I guess she wants us to support Dan. First I read it, on his behalf, I ask for your support as well. Well, that could be taken two ways, right? Does she want our support, or does she want us to support Mr. Kuhn? I mean, that's kind of typical Mayor Castaneda, talking in double talk and innuendo. You can't make heads or hair out of it. That's why Daniel Kuhn has my support on June 21st, and on his behalf, I ask for your support as well. Well, I suppose that's the way you, phrase the sentence. I could say, on his behalf, I ask for your support as well. Or I guess you could mean that Dan Kuhn has my support, and on his behalf, I'm asking you to support him too. I think she could have written that a little more clearly. Although, again, maybe that's another Freudian slip. You never know. But it didn't make a lot of sense. So, anyway, if you go back to page 3, and you have this wonderful ad here by Margay Blackman, which says that she wants to revitalize Brockport. And she wants to improve the business. She thinks that maybe we ought to replace Ryan's Big M at the northern end of our village with another grocery store. I think that'd be a great idea. I live at 46 King Street. It would be nice to have a grocery store down on this end of town so I don't have to run all the way up to Wegmans. You know what I'm saying? And I think people in Hamlin, in Clarkson, and that live on this side of the canal, it would be great. Then she points out that she gets results. She's the chairman of the village tree board, and she's very modest. She could have done a lot more bragging, and she really didn't. She says she brought in $18,000 in state grants and community donations and reimbursements from National Grid, and actually 2 years running got Brockport designated as Tree City USA by the National Arbor Foundation. So that's quite a thing. And again, she doesn't mention it, but I saw another report that under Margay's leadership, the tree board has actually been responsible for planting over 180 trees. 180. So a lot of our beautiful tree-lined streets have been had to have the trees cut down because they rotted and so forth over the years, and it's great to see her replace it and keep our village vibrant. Then she goes on and talks about relationships with a college where she was a professor in the anthropology department for years until she retired. And, probably the college is one of the most important things about Brockport because of its size and bringing in the students and so on. So, I've gotten to know Margay, and she's great. She's honest. She's hardworking. She's a very good person to work with. I've been on the Historical Preservation Board with her, and, the woman walks the talk. You don't get gobbledygook nonsense. She does what she says she's going to do, and the woman is a worker. Also, Again, she's very modest, but I know that she volunteers at the Welcome Center, and she's been out there with me and a bunch of other people last summer watering the hanging plants on Main Street when the village didn't want to pay for it. So Margay's one of those people that walk the talk. Dan Kuhn didn't do anything like that. I know he's busy. He's got a family, and Margay's retired. And so, I'm not putting the guy down. I'm just saying, you want somebody on the village board who, A, knows what she's doing, B, has a proven track record, C, has ethical conscience that is very refreshing, and who wants only the best for Brockport and is willing to work with just about any stakeholders to achieve mutual goals. The last thing I want to say before we end is a lot of you know I'm a social worker, and part of my professional training has to do with community organizations. And one of the methods in our field is cross-system collaboration. And so, I've studied various methods of that and practiced that over the years. Well, one of the things you do in bringing together a group of interested parties to work together is to first come to agreement on mutual goals. You can't get to the how until you agree to the what. You got to have the what. Then you can talk about the how. And interestingly, on the village board, we have a real split. You've got Team A and Team B. Team A wants to revitalize Brockport and return it to its glory of operating the village in a cost-effective way that is satisfying to the majority of stakeholders. And then you've got Team B that wants to dissolve the village, thinks it's unnecessary, it's too costly, and we would be better off to abandon the village government and turn whatever's left over to the town of Sweden. Now, you can't agree on strategies to move forward if you don't share similar goals. It's as simple as that. And Blair, Hunsinger, and Hannon very much want to revitalize the village of Brockport and make it even better to provide a high quality of life for its residents in a cost-effective, satisfying way. While you have Mayor Constaneta and Daniel Kuhn, who want to dissolve the village and cut taxes, get rid of services, and leave people to fend for themselves, many of whom are transient tenants, whether they're college students or other people who live in tenant buildings owned by a few of the rich landlords who would like nothing better than to get rid of the police department and have no code enforcement and not have to pay a sewer fee and so forth. But a lot of us who have single-family homes, who have enjoyed the quality of life for our families in the village over decades, very much want to see the village revitalized and run in an effective, efficient way. So you have Team A that wants to revitalize the village and operate it in an effective, efficient, satisfying way. And then you got Team B that want to dissolve the village and leave every person for themselves, and whatever's left, turn it over to the town of Sweden. So interestingly, Margay Blackman's slogan is revitalize. Revitalize, to give new energy and life to Brockport. And Mr. Kuhn has a very strange slogan, which is less taxes, more Brockport. Whatever that means, I have no idea. Anyway, on Tuesday, June 21st, I hope you go out to vote at 49 State Street. I think you don't have to be registered big time. You just have to have some statement that you've lived in the village for 30 days prior to the election. But please get out and vote. Vote your conscience. And I appreciate your listening to me. Thanks. Bye.